curtain, simply curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn, because one street over there's a life I could have known, would have kept me from the one I had today.
We're going to talk specifically about law enforcement today. This is Law Enforcement Day, and we have got Jessica Drake with the Sheriff's Office coming in here, Public Information Officer. And right now, though, we have Jason Shapton, and he is our Wildlife Resource Officer. Thank you so much for coming in. And I make sure I got your mic up there. Now I got you turned on.
Good deal.
Now I got you turned on.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, and it was so funny. I messaged Caleb. I said, "Hey, bud, it's your week. Well, I'm out of town. Let me get Jason." I'm like, "Well, it's about time because I haven't had Jason in here in a minute."
It has been a little while.
Yeah.
Yes,
so love having Caleb, but
Oh, yeah.
it's nice to touch base with you as well.
Yes, ma'am.
But and you were telling me I'm going to have your wife in here.
You are, yeah. She's going to be. I guess in October. She was telling me, right? You guys are having 30-minute segments for the principals to come in.
We're having it pretty much now. This month, I've got 2 principals coming in next Tuesday.
Okay.
And I'm not sure which ones, but then she's probably on the list for October. We're going to, as we had in September, we had 2 Tuesdays we did it because we wanted to get them all in.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't want to be, having them in during Christmas break and all that.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get them in
Sure.
while school is active, and we didn't want to have them on the first day of school, which is what the original schedule was. So
that'd be a little tough for them.
Yeah, so we've been, but typically on the first or the second, no, the first Tuesday. The first Tuesday of the month is when you're going to hear from principals across the county. And so the goal is to hear from every principal. So when you say she's at East Robertson.
Yep, East Robertson Elementary School.
Awesome.
Yep,
Awesome.
Out there. So she's loving it. She really enjoys everything about that school. So
we're having so much fun teaching.
Absolutely.
It is just a blessing for my husband and I. If you've not considered going into education, guys, please do. There's so many jobs out there, from teacher's assistants to being a teacher, and you can be an embedded program. I was talking to Jack Martin was in here on Friday, and his granddaughter Hannah is in the embedded program and already teaching and going to school and
nice.
doing things. I mean, there's so many programs out there. They're just wonderful.
There is.
And we need bus drivers too. There you go, Mr. Heineman.
A lot of bus drivers.
Mr. Heineman would be like, "You didn't mention bus drivers, lunchroom people. I mean, everything.
no
You
doubt.
go look at the job listings. It's a lot to take care of these kiddos, and we love it. So excited to talk to your wife.
Yeah. No, she's excited to be here for sure.
That'll be fun.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Well, today's your day, and I know it's so funny. I have a hunting vest now for my big old Great Dane because he looks like a fawn.
Oh yeah. I got you.
I got an orange vest for
Blaze
him.
orange, good deal.
I thought it was a good investment. Not that we let him. I mean, we keep our dogs pretty close to home now, especially because we live next to the wastewater plant, and they're getting ready for construction, and they just can't have a lot of dogs running around out there.
Sure enough.
And so there was a time when my dog was their dog, but it's not that we just can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But so we keep him close to home. But if he just takes off into the woods for a minute,
Yep.
I mean,
we
he looks like a fawn.
Yeah, no doubt. We got bow season coming up, so
Yeah.
it's going to start up here the 28th, I believe.
Well, I
this
thought we
month.
already had one weekend though. We had
So we did. We had a velvet
velvet
hunt. Yes,
hunt.
ma'am.
Okay.
Back at the end of August there. So it was a 3-day hunt just for people who wanted to shoot a harvested deer and velvet. So
Did y'all have many harvested?
I think there was. I have to look for sure, but I mean, it's probably around a dozen, probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of
Okay.
people. Some people enjoy it. It's not for everybody because it's hot out and the bugs are
Yeah.
out there and you're sweating and
Yeah.
it's not a whole lot of fun. I don't think, but a lot of people. Some people really enjoy it, and I guess it gives you a chance to get out there and hunt for a little bit before the season starts. So
Well, and I wasn't too worried about it because I thought, well, he doesn't have antlers, so they can't buy that. But
it's only on
still,
private lands. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
still, and but so bow season, when does it start?
on the 28th. So
The 28th.
Yep,
So that's
coming up.
like 2 weekends away.
Yep, start on a Saturday.
Okay, and then how long does that run?
So it'll run for a while. They'll be bow season kind of starts everything off. Then they'll roll into muzzleloader, a rifle, and then and then it'll go all the way into the first week of January. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so this kind of kicks off. It's a long deer season. So
Yeah, we have. I just get ready. You gonna have to wear your vest, buddy. My dog, he don't like it.
Yeah,
It's like, but he's just gonna have to, because he just. Like I said,
Well-
there's been too many times I've looked out across the field and thought, oh, there's Zeke. Oh, no, that's a deer.
I hope everyone pays attention. I don't ever hear that happening very often. So
Yeah, I would hope not. But number one, they're not supposed to be, but because when you live in the country, you think he stays. I try to keep him on my property, but
Sure.
inevitably he may step over in somebody else's field for a
Roams
minute.
little bit, yep.
Yeah,
I
so
gotcha.
it's just don't shoot my dog.
Oh, yeah.
Please don't shoot my dog.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well, yeah, but we got a lot going on. So that's that. But right now
Yeah.
we got dove season going on.
I
We
know.
have goose season going on, early goose season. There's a wood duck and teal season going on right now. So
wood duck and what?
teal.
What is teal?
So you have blue wing and green wing teal. So they're a duck, but they are some of the first to migrate south. So,
Okay.
So they migrate earlier than any other duck species, and we have an early season for them, so they're on their way down south right now. So
My son went. There's like he's married into a family. They dove hunt, and so he was out doing something hunting all day yesterday.
Yep.
And I didn't, and I don't think he's real good at it. He was Army and all that, and so he's very good with guns.
Sure.
But that's a different
Yep.
thing. And so he was out clay shooting at our house about a month ago just to get ready for this dove hunt because he goes it's just different.
Sure.
And because it's kind of like you have to when you dove hunt you have to be good at skeet shooting, right?
Oh, yeah,
Is that basically
they're
what it
fast.
is?
Yeah, they're fast. They duck and dive. It's hard to hit them for sure. So a little practice on the clay targets works out pretty good for everybody.
See, I love shooting clay targets.
too. It's a
I
lot of
was
fun.
good at it too. I've done it a couple of times. I was like, hey, I'd be like, if it's expensive.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness,
Yep.
that can. Whew,
Depending on where you go, it can be for sure. So
that's just it. But it's fun.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
he was. I haven't asked him. I talked to him last night when he was heading in. I didn't say, well, how'd you do this year, honey? And But so how long does that go on?
so you talking about the dove season?
Dove and duck and all that.
Yeah,
How's
so I brought my thing. So wood duck and teal season is the 14th through the 18th, and then wood duck stops, and then teal season keeps on going to the 22nd.
okay,
for
it's
teal
short.
season. Yeah, it's very short. It's just a
Oh.
small window, and then it opens back up here end of November and into December.
Okay.
For the regular duck season.
Okay.
But that does, yeah. But morning dove it'll close on the 28th. So the end of the month, it'll start back up on October 12th and go through the 3rd of November, and then it'll close again and open up December 8th and go through the January 15th. So there's 3 segments for the dove season.
Okay.
Most everybody only hunts opening day or the first week a lot of times, but there is so morning doves migrate, so we'll have some push in from up north.
Okay.
During those colder months.
Are they just good to eat, or is that
yeah.
what it is?
They're delicious. Yeah. So a lot of people have different ways of cooking them, but if you marinate them, and then I wrap them in bacon and put them on the grill, and they're delicious.
Okay. So
yes,
do you
ma'am.
do a lot of dove hunting?
I do. I don't get to do much as like I used to. So
Yeah.
doing this job, it kind of takes all your time, and I spend all my time out in the woods and out checking dove hunters and looking at talking to people. So when I'm my days off, I don't really feel like doing it.
I
So
can
not as
get
much as I
that.
used
It's
to,
like
yeah.
I got enough. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking how many it would take to feed somebody.
So the limit's 15 per day, and believe it or not, 15's that's a lot. And
Okay.
I mean, you could probably eat 4 or 5 or something, pretty comfortably. But they're good. So
Yeah.
you have to try some sometime.
Okay.
If you're
I'm just
brave
wondering
enough.
about cleaning
Oh,
them. and-
they're probably the easiest birds to clean, probably. So
Really?
I won't get into detail, but I don't even need a knife or anything. You can use your hands basically. So
Interesting.
Yeah, no
Interesting.
doubt.
Well, and I mean, I want to learn more about
Oh, yeah.
hunting game, and I feel like I don't know. My husband and I keep thinking, okay, our lives are about to not be so busy because we're finishing our education programs
sure.
and all that, and he's done with his. But I kind of look on the horizon next year, and I'm like, I think I might have some free time.
do some hunting.
I don't right now,
Yeah.
but I would love to get to where I can hunt. I really want to harvest a turkey.
Oh yeah.
I really want. Caleb's talked so much about harvesting turkeys, and we got them everywhere.
Yeah.
And I would really love to harvest turkey. So we've got turkey season coming up again, right?
Well, there'll be a fall turkey season, and that's what I was just looking at.
Yeah, because it's coming up in time for you to get a bird to put in the freezer for
Yeah, right.
Thanksgiving.
So
right?
the bag limit's only one male turkey statewide, so you only kill one. But
okay.
archery season opens September 28th through October 25th.
Okay.
And then you got a shotgun archery season October 12th through the 25th. So
Okay.
you can actually kill one with a shotgun. So earlier on, you can kill one with a bow, and then you can kill one with a shotgun. So
Okay, but you only get one.
just one, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So it's just kind of just just a little taste, because obviously spring is the main turkey season,
Right.
so where you can kill two bearded birds. So
But see, and that's the thing, and is that I'm learning about all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
He was telling me it's because of the population. There for a
It
while
is.
we had quite a few, and so you could harvest more birds. But
super high for a while in the 90s,
yeah.
and then it's kind of come back down to a
Right.
carrying capacity is what they call it. And so
well, and what is it in regards to the deer population? How are we doing at keeping our deer population under control?
the deer population is just skyrocketed.
It's going
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
isn't it? I
And
mean, we
it's-
need to
it's
be harvesting some
a
deer.
lot more, and that's why we have a pretty
Yeah.
liberal bag limit. I mean, you can kill 3 does a day the entire
Wow.
season. Yeah, like we
That's
talked about before,
wild.
you can kill a lot of deer, and most people don't take advantage of that because most people are out there trying to kill a big trophy buck, and a lot of times a lot of hunters might hunt all season and never kill one deer, because they're looking for that one buck, So
Wow.
but yeah, there's plenty of people out there that meat hunt and they like jerky and venison, and they'll take advantage of that, but not enough people, unfortunately. So because we in this county have a lot of crop damage, so
Yeah.
a lot of farmers lose a lot every year because, like I said, the population is so high, especially the doe population. And they
Oh,
come
they're
out,
everywhere. I've
Yeah.
got them all over the place.
hit them in the
And-
road. I mean, they're just
Yeah.
everywhere. So
Yeah, you think about the danger of on the roadway and all of those things. The reason I don't have a garden is because of all the deer in my.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was like I was feeding them. It just wasn't worth the time.
Well, we're very lucky to have them. I mean, I guess we all take it for granted now, but years back there weren't any deer around here.
Sure.
So it's a lot of people don't realize that it can change like that. But conservation and setting limits and all that stuff has really helped out. So
But I mean, it's something to really get into, and it's much healthier for you.
oh yeah, it
You know,
is.
people talk about
Absolutely.
grass-fed beef. Well, you can't beat that. I had a friend of mine. She used to. She's passed, but she used to. Any hunter, they'd bring her deer and they'd hang them up in her barn, and she
Oh yeah.
she knew how to dress it and everything. She was something else.
We've got some great processors across the county,
Yeah.
and then a lot of them are also have the Hunters for the Hungry program, which is great.
Yeah, tell me about that. Tell me about that.
That's a wonderful program where the Tennessee Wildlife, I believe it's the foundation, pays for that. But all you have to do is just field dress a deer, drop it off at a processor that's enrolled in that program, and that's all you have to do. So, and then they process it, and then they give it out to local food banks.
What does it take to field dress a deer?
It's not a whole lot, but it just basically just the basic cleaning,
Okay.
So just
He doesn't want to get into the details.
I hate to get into details.
Yeah, I
on the
know.
radio,
It's,
but yeah.
people are eating breakfast. I know. I know.
But it's basically just taking out the main organs basically, and then
Okay.
basically so nothing really spoils, and then it gives a chance for the processor to take the meat out. So
Okay.
they'll hang them in a freezer, and that way they can get to them in a day or two. A lot of processors let them hang for a day or two, and then
Okay.
it helps
Because
out.
that's the thing. In the cooler weather, if you harvest a deer,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can hang it up,
Yes.
and you don't have to tend to it right away.
Yeah.
What would you say the temperature would need to be able to do that?
I mean, everybody has their own opinion a little bit. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I like colder weather,
Uh-huh.
40s, 30s, 40s. Obviously lower than that's even better. So, but that's mainly during the winter season. But like a lot of these deer processors have big coolers where you can hang the deer up, and so they'll take care of that.
Do you dress your own, or do you take it to a processor?
I do a little both, so
Okay.
it depends on my time.
Okay.
Because sometimes you might only have a small opportunity to hunt, and then processing your own deer takes a little bit of time. You need a place, and it can take several hours to do. So,
Okay.
and especially if you do it right, if you vacuum seal everything up, and so
Yeah.
it's more of a convenience sometimes to drop it off and say, here you
Okay.
go. Hey, I want the jerky, the snack sticks,
Yeah.
summer sausage. I want it all. So
Yeah.
just send me the bill.
There you go.
So,
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But it's, I mean, this is a great area for it if you've not thought about hunting. They are, my husband's teaching criminal justice, and so he's been able to bring hunting safety back in,
Oh, yeah,
hunting
yeah.
training coming in. So I think Caleb's first class with them is Friday.
Yep.
And so they did this last year.
We did.
And so just trying to help kids see this is something, it was like I was talking to the kids about, everybody hunted when I was a kid.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Everybody did.
And it's pretty neat.
And-
I've had a lot of positive feedback. We did that last year at your husband's class in there, and I've talked to parents recently
Yeah.
at different classes and different events I've
Yeah.
had, and they're like, "Oh, our kids enjoyed that so much."
Yeah,
So
well, good deal.
it was good
They're
to see
excited.
that.
They're
They are.
excited to get it going again, and I think it's wonderful, and just so many great opportunities out there. Well, what else have you got going on? I know Jessica's going to be in here in a minute, but you've got
So we just got
go for
done. We had a youth dove hunt that we had
Okay.
on the 7th. Which is the second year we've done it over at the UT farm, and it was a big event. We had close to 30 kids and their parents, and it was a big time. They all went out there and had a blast. So we normally cook lunch for them and send them out in the field, and And then of course they go out for their dove hunt and shoot
That's
doves.
cool.
Yeah, I gave away a couple guns, so a couple turkey
Wow.
and shotguns to some lucky kids out there.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's very cool.
It was fun. It was a good event. Like I said, I started it last year, and then this is the second year, and then like I said, hopefully to keep it going.
So what do you have to do to qualify to go to that? Because I got a grandson coming up that would love something like that.
Normally,
What is
normally
it?
between ages like 10 to 16, you
Uh-huh.
know, and just have to have your hunter education, and then you have to have an adult there with you.
Okay.
So I want an adult with every kid, so that way, you know,
Yeah.
especially younger kids, that they're there to kind of take control.
Fun.
Yeah.
Is there a
sure.
fee for it?
Nope, there's no fee. It's absolutely free. So.
Okay. Well, he's
Yeah.
got a couple of years for he'd qualify, but
Yeah,
I could see.
But no, I'm hoping
Yeah.
it gets bigger and bigger every year because this year there was doves everywhere and they had a blast. So
wonderful.
we called it a barrel burner when you have so many doves coming in, your barrel gets hot because
Yeah.
you're shooting so much. So
Oh, that's fun.
they had a blast. Yep.
Yeah, I can totally see him doing it because he has a lifetime license.
yeah.
My daughter-in-law's dad was just an avid hunter.
Yes.
I mean, just avid. And he passed away, and in honor of him, my daughter-in-law's mom makes sure that all the kids get their
that's-
lifetime hunting license, and I think that's just wonderful. And so he needs to use it.
Great
You know,
deal. Oh yeah,
yeah.
we'd love to have it out there because,
Yeah.
like I said, it's fun. We cook lunch and we have games out there. Remember, we shoot skeet
Fun.
ahead of time and we get everyone all excited.
Remind me of that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's not he's just 8, so he
Yeah,
won't be. It'll be a couple of years before he can go. But
In the UT farm,
yeah.
they go above and beyond to let us use their facility, and they
that's a great
they asked
place.
me what I wanted to plant, and I was like, if you guys could plant some millet out there, I would really appreciate it. And they went above and beyond. So
That's
shout out
fun.
to the UT farm because
How cool.
they did a great job. Then Lou's Sporting Goods here in Springfield,
Yeah.
they helped me out with the shotgun. So yeah,
That's so
yeah.
cool.
Try to get some community involvement and get these kids out and in the outdoors, and
That is very
hopefully
cool.
they have a lifetime of hunting enjoyment. So
We need a calendar of just all the kids stuff that y'all do because that's the thing. There's all these.
I do a bunch. Yes,
you
ma'am.
do a ton of
Yep.
stuff, and sometimes they slip up. I'm like, oh, that was cool. We didn't talk about it going into it.
yeah.
And we need a master list of the kiddo stuff because we always talk about hunting season.
yeah.
We always get those in.
sure.
But a lot of these specialty things, we just the trout that y'all release.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want so bad to get my grandson up here. Y'all do it in the middle of the day though, when he's in school.
Well, yeah.
You know, it's like, come
the
on.
winter days are kind of short, so we got to do
I
it. You know,
know.
and then it's whenever we get the trout from the hatchery, so they have to go out and get the trout from the hatchery.
Yeah.
So a lot of times they go down to Flintville or go different places and bring them back. So they
You ever do it on the weekends, or is
No,
it?
they don't,
No, it's
unfortunately.
during the week.
yeah, it's when all the hatchery personnel are all working.
Oh,
so, yes,
okay.
ma'am. Yeah, so we assist them, but I do have I'm going to have a doe hunt coming up here in January for use for kids. So I'll get with you about that because I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to cook out
Fun.
and give away some guns maybe, and then kids that have never harvested a deer, we're going to try to team them up with a game warden and send them out to some property, some landowners that have a lot of deer problems, and hopefully they'll be able to harvest their first deer. So yeah,
Well,
If you know
cool.
anybody that hasn't harvested a deer, just let me know. So.
What about the ages?
So it'll be about the same, 10 to 16 probably. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good ages right there. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
That's cool. Now my grandson is not there yet, and he may end up harvesting one
yeah,
sooner than later because his dad keeps saying they're going to come harvest, and they got a perfect place to hunt
Sure.
on my place, and so you
yeah.
know.
Oh yeah, and then
And-
this will be open to the whole community too. So, but kids that haven't actually killed one that want maybe some help, or maybe a
Sure.
parent wants the child say, hey, we don't have a good spot. I'm going to try to locate some landowners that have some deer, that a whole bunch of deer, to get these kids in really good spots that they might
Very
be able to have
cool.
a good experience. And then
That is
too,
cool.
having a processor there where they can donate it, or like I said, we can pay for the processing. So we'll
That's
do
cool.
something fun. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be neat. What a
It will be.
great idea.
Yeah, no,
Love
it's fun. You
that.
got to start all these ideas, what I mean,
Yeah.
and get them all going. But I want to do this doe hunt at the end of the year. So
Oh, that's a wonderful idea.
I'll get with you about the dates and stuff. And you can
Yes,
tell
yes,
everybody.
yes, for
Yeah.
sure. You'll have to take another one of Caleb's shows.
I know, hell, I might come with them sometime.
There you go.
Yeah, no doubt.
For sure. So what else have we got that you've got on your list there?
Oh shoot! This is just a list of seasons and whatnot, but
Mm-hmm.
just so I don't get them mixed up. But yeah, no, like I said, deer season's coming up quick, and that's a huge thing around here. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to everyone getting out and hopefully we get some cooler weather. So
Yeah, it's on its way. So,
think so.
unpack deer season for me again. We've got bow season coming up at the end of this month, and then
We
how
do.
long does it last?
So it pretty much runs through the entire, basically through January 5th.
Oh, so
Bow
bow
season.
season is
So it is.
So
yeah.
once bow season just opens up before
Bow
regular.
season's more primitive, so it kind of
Okay.
works its way up. So going from the most primitive to the most modern. So it goes bow season, muzzle loader, which is kind of in the middle, and then modern firearms, which is the rifles and whatnot.
When does
So-
that start?
So you got your for most of your units, the gun season starts on November 23rd,
Okay.
and then your muzzleloader starts on November 9th. So
Okay.
it'll come before, obviously, and then they'll rotate. So as the season progresses, like even during rifle season, you can use less primitive weapons. You just can't, if you're in archery, you can't use more advanced weapons. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So as it goes on, archery, then muzzleloader and archery, then gun, muzzleloader and archery.
So can you use can you use like a not a compound bow, but
Crossbow.
crossbow?
Oh yeah, you can
For
absolutely.
regular bow season,
ma'am.
you can use because that seems almost like cheating.
Yeah,
know.
there's a lot of people that enjoy it.
Yeah.
And there's some folks that have limited abilities as far as disabilities and whatnot.
Oh
where
no,
they
I
can't-
think it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So they can get
My
out.
husband has a crossbow. I don't think he's ever really used it.
Oh, I got you.
But he's just, it's again.
Yeah, yeah.
My guys they talk a game. They talk a good game. We're gonna harvest. We're gonna do this, Mom. We're gonna do that. I'm like, really? Are you this year? Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
I
I'll
bet-
believe
I
it when
bet
I
they will.
see it.
When I see your husband again, I'll tell him he needs to
Yeah,
get out there.
yeah. He's got there with that crossbow. He's got a nice. The kids got it for him for Christmas, I think, a couple of years ago, and I think it's still hanging on the wall. I don't think they've done much with it.
That's all right.
You
You,
know?
you just get out and practice for a little while.
Yeah.
He'll get good at it. So.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But we're talking with Jason Shapton. He is our wildlife resource officer here in Robertson County. Caleb is our regional sergeant.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I got it right. Jessica's going to be so proud of me. She's like, LaVern, you're finally getting these titles down. She harasses me. Jessica Drake's here. She is our public information officer from Sheriff's Office. She'll be in here in a few minutes to talk all things Sheriff's Office. But if you have any questions about hunting season or anything coming up, this is a good time to get them out here.
We're still fishing too, so everyone's out there
yeah.
fishing, and fishing's about to get good too. So whenever the weather cools down, the water cools down a little bit, and the fish bite again. So
Really?
yeah, oh yeah.
I want to get, and I've had this conversation with Caleb a bunch. We have this great spot, Cars Creek, Sulphur Fork right there. And we have friends. We tell people, come fish. We let people fish down there all the time. And we're glad for them too, because it's just me and my husband. So we want people to enjoy it. But some of them will come out there and they won't get a nibble. And then some will come out there and they got 50.
Yeah, I mean, it
I'm
all
like,
depends
what
on
are you
conditions.
doing?
Yeah, conditions and what they're using.
Yeah.
But also too, I don't know if I told you, I don't know if you saw or not, but we've actually implemented a program here in Robertson County too, where I've gone out and donated fishing poles to local libraries. Have you seen that? I wasn't sure if you've seen it or not. Yeah,
I saw that.
So I wanted to give a shout out to that because, like I said, if there are people out there who don't have fishing rods or the tackle boxes or whatnot, you can go to your local libraries. There's literally 5 places here in the county. So I went to White House, Springfield, Greenbrier, Orlinda, and then Adams City Hall up there. So yeah, so
See, and that's something I need to get the library in here and just kind of unpack that again, because I don't think people realize if you're not somebody that frequents the library, they've got these backpacks you can get, and you go in there and you check them out just like you do a book, and it's an activity. And that's what that is one of the activities.
Now we
and
have fishing rods and tackle boxes. So
Isn't that cool? And it's and it's fun activities that you can get. And it's just the neatest thing. I thought, what a great idea.
And they were so receptive to the idea,
Yeah.
which is awesome. So it took me a couple of years to kind of collect enough fishing poles and tackle boxes and everything. But yeah, they were super gracious about hosting that. And
That's cool.
Yeah, so every month I'll go through there and make sure the tackle boxes are stocked and the fishing rods are working. So
Okay, so you know where I live.
Yep.
What would you fish that creek with?
Oh, there's a lot of different things I'd use for sure.
Yeah.
My first thing, probably little rebel crayfish. You ever seen those rebel crayfish?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I've got a friend that's a fisherman that's helped me hook those things up. So that's really still, you think, the best.
And any soft plastics you have too. So it's something called a Ned rig, which is like a little plastic worm basically with a weight on the front of it. So we catch a lot of fish on Sulphur Fork using
It's
that.
called a what?
A Ned rig.
A Ned rig. Can I go to Walmart and get a Ned rig?
You can, absolutely. Yep, they sell them there.
Okay.
So that's where I buy mine at. So,
Okay.
but yeah, there's so many different things out there. I mean, basically anything that's small and ultralight, because we don't have a lot of really really super big fish there at Sulphur Fork. There's some nice smallmouth, don't get me wrong, but not.
Yeah.
We're not talking about 10-pound largemouth. Or
No,
nothing like that, so.
we've pulled some pretty nice fish out of our. I'm blown away.
There's some of the pools. I mean, you got
Yeah.
nice 2 and 3, maybe even a 4-pound smallmouth. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I've seen some pretty big fish come out of that creek, and it just blows my mind. I'm like, really, right here in front of the house,
And believe it or not,
And
sometimes the winter time is the best time. You know,
Really?
I catch some of my biggest fish in February. You know, January,
Really?
February. Yep, absolutely.
My little grandson, he loves to fish.
Oh, yeah.
So much, and I want us to get really good at it. And he caught one of his best fish on our creek.
Oh, good.
And I mean, and he was just shaking. He was so excited. It was just, and it's been a couple of years ago, but baseball has kept him off the creek. But now with it cooler, I never really thought about in February fishing.
Oh, yeah.
What would be the
a lot of
the
fish-
coldest that I could go out there and fish?
Oh, but to be honest with you, some people go out and fish when it's snowing out. I mean, sometimes I've seen some of those, especially on Percy Prairie. Some of the guides out there, they love it when it snows out because they'll go out there and catch some of the biggest fish of the year out there.
Really?
Yeah. During those winter storms.
Okay, Rowan, we're gonna go fishing in the cold.
No, it is.
Okay.
You know, everything's staging up. You know, for spawn and obviously the winter time they get ready for spring and everything's.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
Interesting.
a lot of times you catch some of your biggest fish in the wintertime.
Huh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
If you can bear the cold, so
Well,
dress warm and go
there
out.
you go.
You know, make sure you don't fall in the water, obviously.
Well,
so,
there's that. But that's the thing. At least we've got enough shallow spots on where we live that you can get around without getting soaking wet. But that's the thing. There's so much competition for his time because he is into baseball and all of that. And I don't want him to miss the outdoors.
Yes.
And I think a lot of the times we forget about outdoor activities during the winter. So I need to just get a hold of that young man and bring him out during the winter and let him fish.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I fish a
I
lot
want
of
him to skip school so bad for one of the trout fishing. I don't know if his mom and daddy will let him, but
You know-
I'd have to too.
You know what was bad is I
Yeah.
used to let my kids skip school for open day of dove season every year.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah, they used to laugh at me in school because I was probably the only parent that probably took one of the few parents in White House that took their kids out for opening day dove season.
That's
So,
hysterical.
But I mean, sometimes tradition like that is a good
Yeah,
thing. So
we used to have to miss school for tobacco season when I was a kid. Not my parents didn't raise tobacco, but that was the thing. It's like, well, where are they? They started cutting tobacco today.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like,
I mean, that used to be a big deal. I mean,
Yeah,
it still is a big
yeah,
deal.
yeah,
But you know, I mean, with
sure.
the kids involved. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure. Jason Shapton's here, and he is our Robertson County Wildlife Resource Office. I love talking to you guys because I keep thinking I'm going to get more involved.
We need to. Absolutely.
You know, I have so much. I love being outdoors.
Oh, who doesn't?
more than anything.
And you know what? These kids love being outdoors too, and that's
Yeah.
why I love these youth programs because you know a lot of these kids don't get opportunities to get outside. So if
Yeah.
you get them outside, you know they might think they don't like fishing or something, but then they catch that first fish and they're hooked
so
for life.
excited.
Yeah, exactly. So
You've inspired me, man. We're gonna fish in the cold this year.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, because that'll be a whole lot more pleasant than being out there when it's 90.
Yeah.
And they don't bite in the heat.
I mean,
Not
they
not
will
as well.
early and late, you know. I mean, but during the middle of the day, it's kind of tough to catch
Okay.
them. So.
Well, there was a few of our students. There was one time we had some students. Their truck was down there all day, and we got a little worried about them. Finally, we were just about to go try to make sure they were all okay, and it was like 9 o'clock, and here they come, and they had been fishing, and they got to biting
Sure,
in
sure.
the evening, and they're like, "Oh, we did great."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Okay, but we're a little worried about you, you know."
Yeah. Oh yeah, early and
So-
late's awesome. Yeah, no doubt. So
so
middle of
they
the
were
day's
out
a
there.
little tough.
But it was in the middle of summer.
Oh, yeah,
it was
yeah.
in the middle of summer,
hot.
but they had a great day.
Well, hopefully they're
But-
swimming too.
Yeah, probably when
no
the
doubt.
fish weren't biting. But
Yes, ma'am.
anything we're missing that we need to cover?
No, that's pretty much it. Like I
Okay.
said, we got it's going to start getting busy. You know, so
Yes.
all these hunting seasons coming up, so this is our busy time. So
God
we
bless you.
got away from the boating, so thank
I was going
goodness.
to say, boating season.
Yeah, it's coming to a wrap. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
we're still having some fatalities. Unfortunately, in some of these lakes, but it's just
Yeah.
crazy. You can't, you know, some of these people just jumping out boats, swimming, and just go right to the bottom. So
It's just a shame.
I don't understand. Yeah, it's sad, no doubt about it. So
Yeah, just be careful out there.
hopefully those
guys.
folks, wear the life jacket and be safe
Yep.
out there. So
For sure. Thank you for coming
problem.
in.
Thank you. Yes,
so
pleasure.
much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'll let y'all make the switch. I saw Jessica come in.
Oh, yeah.
And I appreciate all the tips, man.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
inspired me. But I do want that kiddo list of all the kid events.
I will.
And we'll get that done.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason Shapton, our Wildlife Resource Officer for Robertson County. And got Jessica Drake coming in here. She's Public Information Officer for the Sheriff's Office. Going to let her get seated while we talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. You know, it's so funny. I had I've got to get them connected with a new friend of mine. We had a Ukraine refugee retreat at our church camp this weekend, and I met this sweet woman who was a real estate agent in Ukraine, and now she fled when the war started with her two sons, and now she's making pizzas. So I've got somebody, I need to connect with them because, I just wonder if they've ever worked with somebody, that's completely new to the country and seeing the, what the avenues would be for them. But guess what? I'm going to make that phone call because that's what she did in Ukraine. So why couldn't she do it here? And they would be the couple that could really help them understand that and learn that and get good at it because they're good mentors. They're just awesome. But Barry and Rebecca, they've been at this a long time. Rebecca, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. Barry was a marketer. Can't say enough about that marketing experience and what that brings to the table. Because if you've got property to sell, you want somebody like him to make sure your property is going to pop with the pictures and the videography and the walkthrough tours and the drone footage, all those things. He's the broker here in Springfield. Rebecca is an agent up in White House. They combine those two offices to bring you a new branch in the Exit Tree. They are Exit Prime Realty. They've been involved with the Garden Gate team for many years, and they still are affiliated. But again, they have a new branch in the Exit Tree, Exit Prime Realty. They specialize in Robertson County properties because they're cross-Plainians. They've been there for nearly 30 years, been here for nearly 30 years, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky because, like me, they are Kentuckians, former Kentuckians. That's where they grew up. So they understand all of it. And if you want to connect with them, you can go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com. Or you can give Rebecca a call at 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. And always, please let them know that U-Turn sent you. So good to have my friend in the house. I just miss you when I don't get to talk to you. It's been a minute. Because of the surgeries and all of that. And, then you were out one week when you were supposed to be back. I heard a little, so I gave you one of those just in case.
Thank you.
It's allergy season.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah, we all get choked up. But it's good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
How's everything?
Just busy.
Just busy? Just busy?
Constant, yeah.
How old is your son now?
2. Mm-hmm.
He's just Tommy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I was trying to get his name. I was like, I started saying, how's Todd? Because I haven't seen you in a while.
Yep.
2 years old.
Yeah, he started preschool.
Fun.
So that's been fun. He loves it.
It's just a blast, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I was hanging out with some of my grandkids yesterday, and one of mine's 2, and he's just a hoot.
Yes, he's developed quite a personality.
Oh, they are fun. They're so much fun. So much fun. But, what's going on in the sheriff's office?
Lots of events. Of course, we're winding up summer events and we're going straight into fall events. And so it's one thing after another. We just had our 9/11 ceremony at the county building flagpole.
Right.
That went really well. We had a great attendance there. Lots of people showed up. It was fantastic. Now it's just gearing up for, you got all the trunk or treats and Halloween. So just getting ready for that and making a presence at all those events, as many as we can.
Right.
There's a lot of events.
Well, and there truly are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I were a kid in this day and age, man, I'd be racking up on the candy. I'd have candy for the year because you hit all these events. The trunk or treat seems like every church has one now, and the schools. We're having one at Greenbrier because the clubs. I have a club now, and so our club is going to put something together. I really just have no idea what, but. We're going to try to figure it out. Yeah. But I'm not good at that kind of thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, you need to do." I'm like, I don't dress up. I'm not good at that stuff. I'm going to have to get better at it now that I'm a teacher, but so do you dress up? You and Tommy?
I don't dress up. I'm still looking for Tommy's outfit.
Okay.
We'll see what it ends up being.
Yeah. Well, the 3 grandchildren that live local, they're going to be elves on the shelf.
Okay.
So they're always their auntie is just like, she's so creative and she's always coming up with something. My daughter-in-law's sister, and she's the one that concocts all this. When she had my grandson, it was just him. She dressed him up as a Walmart greeter, and it was hysterical. And he was like 3 and pushing a cart.
Yeah.
And he was a kid in gray hair and glasses. It was hysterical, but he was a Walmart greeter, so it was fun. Funny. That's what I love. I love Halloween when we don't do all the dark stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just my students, I was telling them the other day, I said we got to come up with trunk or treat stuff, and of course they all want to be like gross and dark, and I'm like, not me.
Yep.
So maybe we'll be the Scooby Doo, and I'll bring my dog because I've got a real live Scooby Doo. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, what do we need to be talking about, sister?
I mean, probably the biggest thing would just be the standard Halloween safety
Okay.
tips and everything that goes out. And, you know, that's what, of course, it's going to be getting dark a little bit quicker, things like that. So
Mhm.
just make sure that a lot of Halloween costumes, you know, they are dark colors. So try to put, you know, a little bit fluorescence in there, maybe some, you know, the little glow stick type things, just to be more visible. Just remember that there's going to be a lot of kids and a lot of people out in certain neighborhoods. So slow down when you're driving. Make sure that if you're out trick or treating, you're walking on sidewalks or off the road if you can. Use crosswalks when possible. Just trying to reduce the chances of
Problems.
getting hurt.
And and that I think we're fortunate because I don't know, we seem to get through Halloween and everything goes pretty well. I don't.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I don't recall us having any just horrific thing, and I just keep praying over that doesn't happen. But I have been in some of these neighborhoods with these kids. They're everywhere.
Oh, then they're running back and forth.
You don't even want to think about taking a car into these places.
Yeah.
You just go on foot, park outside. Because my kids all live in tight neighborhoods that are, it is like a community event.
Yeah.
So you want to get there early before it starts, so you're not trying to maneuver with your vehicle and then just stay late until it kind of lightens up. But because that's been my thing, because it is just crazy. And fortunately, we won't be falling back until November the 3rd. So that is
Correct.
good. So that
Yeah.
means at least we will still have, the extended time. I wish they'd quit messing with our clock.
We'll
but,
have the
yeah.
extended time, but just remember that it is still going to be gradually getting darker sooner. So we've been very fortunate. Everyone takes their precautions really well when it comes to that. But of course, every year we like to put those tips out there and just have them there for everyone.
And you can't even begin to know what your weather's going to be, because I have
No.
been trick or treating with my grandkids and froze to death and then just sweltering hot.
Yep.
It's just that time of year in this area that you truly just you can't predict it. And now, do y'all go out and do anything with the Boo Bash Dash? Because they do that with CASA,
Yep.
and that is such a fun event. But it's a run
Yep.
run and walk, and kids all dressed up. So do y'all have a presence at that, or is that more of a city thing?
Usually, if we're there, it's usually just kind of stopping by, kind of
Yeah.
like how we do with all the other events.
Sure.
Just stopping by, saying hi,
Right.
mingling with the community, that type of thing.
Right. Well, we've been at the Kilgore Festival,
Mhm.
and I had one of my kids that grew up in my church startled me, but Jacob came up and he's like, "Hi," and he goes, "I'm just making the rounds," and so it was nice
Yep.
though, and
We try to do as many of those as we can.
yeah, and I think that's wonderful. I mean, it was wonderful just to see him there and and just to connect, and that's the thing. So y'all just try to pop into anything like that you can.
Yes, yeah. So we do, there are events that we actually will work.
Right.
You got
or your event type things.
correct
Yeah.
that we work traffic, or we've been hired for off-duty security type things, or we're there for the trunk or treats, and we were part of, we've got like our rescue vehicle there, or a patrol vehicle, or a dare booth or something set up. So we're there for those types of events as well. But also our patrol guys, they're out and about, and they'll stop into it at events and say hi and mingle with the community, and that's what it's all about.
Right.
It's not just law enforcement services. It's just being out in the community and creating the relationships as well.
Oh yeah, and I think that's wonderful. I love seeing that. Now you've got, as far as the staffing, are you fully staffed right now?
Almost.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes,
Because a
it's
couple of years
amazing.
ago, y'all had how many openings?
Yes, it's amazing. We
Yeah.
actually, knock on wood, We do, we do actually have a wait list right now
Oh,
for
wow.
our corrections. Yes, so that's been great. The staffing has just soared as far as being able to fill the positions in the last couple years. It's
Well,
been
and it's
great.
pay,
Mhm.
it's just the bottom line is you've got to, if you can offer, I mean, that's one of the things that's helped with teaching is there's been a little bit of an
Mhm.
increase in pay. And so that's helped get a few more teachers in. And I mean, it's just the bottom line. You got to let people make a living.
Mhm.
And of course, for our law enforcement, my goodness, y'all should not be struggling financially at all. I just, that's one of the things I've never understood. Never
We
understood that people that put the uniform to protect us, that the pay is not better. I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
You don't go in law enforcement to get rich, that's for
No,
sure.
you don't. You know,
So, but it was great. Just we did have a very large increase, and the county commission saw that and they approved it, and that really benefited being able to get the applications in. We've
course.
always had the family environment, we've always had the culture, we've always had that. But also at the end of the day, you have to pay your bills.
you better believe it. Yeah.
So being able to get that pay increase to add that with everything else that we can offer our
Mhm.
employees, it created almost like the full package that,
Yeah.
and it's shown in our numbers. We went
Mhm.
from, over, I think it was like 30 openings a couple years ago
Seriously.
to now I think we have maybe 5, and
Yeah.
those are already positioned to where we have people in background for those kinds of positions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the proof is there.
You bet.
It's seen
Yeah.
what that has done for us.
And if I mean, you've just got to have quality people in
Mhm.
these jobs, and to get quality people, you've got to have competitive pay, and that's just I'm just glad to see
Mhm.
it, and because I got a lot of people I care about in law enforcement, and I admire them for doing it, and just glad to see that, glad to see
Yes.
that for sure.
Because before we had a lot of people that were leaving that weren't leaving for other agencies.
Yeah.
They were leaving because the private sector paid more.
Yeah,
And now, and they would come to our offices when they were leaving, and they were like, we don't want to leave. We just have to.
right.
And now you see with these pay increases and the ability to make a living and pay your bills and be comfortable,
Mhm.
you can see them wanting to get back into the law enforcement
Right.
field.
That's great. We're talking with Jessica Drake. She's our public information officer with the Robertson County Sheriff's Office. How long have you been at that job? When did the sheriff get his job?
2018. So
So
yeah,
it's been a minute.
it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're sitting there around 6 years then.
Mhm. Yep.
When does he have to run again? How often is his
Every
tenure?
4 years.
Every 4 years. So we got a couple of years
Yep.
before he has to go
Yep.
again. That
Coming
that,
up already.
Oh, that's just I know. I just having had that experience because I got to know Sheriff a little bit because I was on the campaign trail about the same time because I was running for Congress. Don't even know what I was thinking, but I'm glad to have had the experience
Mhm.
because it was something I felt really called to. But it's hard.
It's an
I mean,
experience.
running a campaign and running for office. Oh my goodness, it's exhausting, and I just can't. The folks like him, like Sheriff Van Dyke, that have to run every 4 years. Bless their hearts. It's just a lot. Now, once you've got that office and you've got that reputation to build on, and if it's it's a
Mhm.
much easier thing, but it's a lot. So bless his heart. And I know it's a lot, and so I hate to see that having to come up so quick. I wish y'all it was a little bit longer,
Mhm.
maybe because I don't know how often our state senators have to run, but I know it's at least 6 years that they get.
Yeah, I believe,
maybe
and I
even
think
8.
judges are 8,
Yeah, is
if I
8? Yeah,
remember correctly.
yeah,
So,
I'm close friends with Judge Perry too, and so we have those talks. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, how long have we got to think about that again? But that's a lot. So, well, at least you got a couple of years.
yep,
But it'll be here before you know it.
it always comes
So,
around.
But well, what else have we got going on? Fall events, of
Mhm.
course. The safety things, just making sure you can see the people because I just get putting your kids in dark clothes and then nothing that is going to reflect to let them see the kids out there. You got to be mindful of that. There's something too, and I don't know if you know anything about this. The different colored pumpkins mean something. Do you know that? They say like
Mm-mm.
blue pumpkins are for autism, I think, or have you ever heard that?
I haven't. It
Yeah,
makes
I have.
sense.
I have heard that. I think that there's certain color pumpkins mean certain things.
Uh-huh.
And, so if you see a kid, I don't know, I don't want to misspeak, but if anybody knows anything about that, share that with me. But that's something to keep in mind too, is you got special needs kids out there that are going to trick or treat, and you need to be mindful of that. And some of them may hit it a little bit earlier. I don't know, but just have fun, enjoy it. Don't do dark stuff. Do clowns and happy stuff. Of course, clowns can be kind of creepy too.
I'm not a fan of clowns.
You don't like clowns? So Tommy doesn't have any clowns?
No.
So there you go. Talking with Jessica Drake, Public Information Officer. If you have any questions, you can put them up here. But we're just doing, really, really well right now. You always ask, well, has anybody got any questions? And I'll put that out there all the time. Everybody just says, tell them we love them and we appreciate what they do.
We are
So,
very fortunate. We have
yeah,
an amazing community
we do.
that we serve, and we always have. Even through the different times that we've seen in very larger
Yeah.
cities and things like that, of what they're kind of what we've seen on the media.
Mhm.
We have been very fortunate to not have that here.
Right.
We have a great community that we serve.
For sure. And that is a blessing. So just, I appreciate y'all and appreciate you coming in and just checking in. But it's just that time of year that it's going to be busy. You're talking about events as far as the trunk or treats and all of that. Do y'all have any, listening to Jason earlier talk about the different things that they put together as Wildlife Resource Office? Do y'all have anything like that? Now, I know y'all do a lot of stuff in the summer with kiddos. So do y'all have any specific events coming up that y'all put together that are, because I know summer's a busy time for you guys with the camps and all that.
Summer, we do have the Great Summer Camp, which
Yeah.
is probably our biggest event
Right.
that we do, which I don't think I was able to talk about that this year.
Yeah, because you weren't here.
Yeah.
But
So it was huge. I think we had over 80 students this time.
yeah, that's just such a great
which-
event.
oh, it's a
oh
great
my
event.
gosh, so good.
They get to experience things that they probably normally wouldn't.
Right.
They're outside. There's no phones, tablets, things like that. We do like little sports competitions. We were supposed to go to, I believe it was the Bell Witch Cave this year, but of course, for some reason, every time that we have the camp week, for some reason it always rains all the time.
Yeah.
So I think it got flooded and we weren't able to go this year. So we're going to try again next year. But we try to just kind of put them into an environment and experience new things. And, every day they have a lesson that they learn, whether it's communication or not bullying, or there's a specific lesson that's tailored to each day and the
Yeah.
events that they do, teamwork, things like that. They get to do all sorts of activities. We have great sponsors from the community that help sponsor the event. We cook breakfast, this school nutrition, they provide the lunches. It's a great program.
I love it. And I always said, if y'all want to come down to our place, it's always,
And we do have a fishing
Yep.
day with
Yep.
TWRA every year, and they always love that. We try to we have local community members that help with that. You have families that will, if they've got the pond that they can use.
Sure.
TWRA handles all of that, but
sure.
but just the way the community comes together and they offer things for this camp for our students to be able to experience those things is amazing.
That's cool. That's really cool. And I want to be on. I want them to come to my house sometime because we've got this new. This is something you could put in somebody's ear because we've got this whole area that we let reforest on its own, so it's natural. I mean, there's a few trees out there that we planted, but so it's stuff that just came up here in Tennessee. I think that would be, and that's something we've had a couple of teachers ask us about coming out there and doing some like environmental stuff and just like different tree species, and we got a lot of them in that little wooded area that's just come up on its own. So that might be a fun thing to do.
Yep.
So you can put a bug in their ear because I would really love to host them sometimes because I just love events like that they do with the kids.
Oh yeah.
So y'all are busy with that in the summer.
Yes.
Do you have any fall, winter type events like that, or do you keep all that in the summer pretty much?
It's mostly in the summer. As far as like a fall, we have it's not really like an event like that, but like we have our annual drug take back that we do. We do that
Yeah.
twice a year. And I believe our next one is going to be next month. So we always do a drug take back in October.
What does that entail?
So basically, usually we are set up at the CVS in Springfield. They'll have the tent up, and anyone who wants to dispose of their expired or unused prescription drugs, they're welcome to drop them off. It's free, no charge, no questions asked. We just don't take liquids and needles.
So, but there's times that you can drop them off anytime.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we always hold the big event twice a year, which is great. And we usually do pretty well. It's usually over 100 pounds every time.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
We have collected. We're actually working on a PSA to distribute to help bring awareness for it. But I believe since we've done this, we've collected thousands of pounds of just unused and expired medication.
Opioids, things that people have been given for pain. I mean, I just came off 2 knee replacements and stuff, and I don't take that stuff. And they always prescribe it.
Yep.
And so we have to get rid of it, and you have to turn it back in or something. And I've gotten to where I just don't even pick up prescriptions sometimes because I don't use it. So I don't want it.
Yeah.
Because people, if they think you've got that kind of stuff, man, they will break down your door to get it.
Yes.
People who are addicted.
We try to provide, so you don't have to just wait for those 2 events every year. We do have 2 boxes at the sheriff's office.
Right.
So we have one in the sheriff's office lobby. So that's open during business hours. So 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. But we do have one in our jail lobby that's open 24/7. So you can use either or. I believe there's a few more around the county that you can utilize. But the biggest thing is one, we don't want people flushing them because that taints the water supply. So we need to keep that clean. 2, it keeps it off the streets. It keeps it away from out of the hands of juveniles. Keeps it from not being stolen and sold. There's many reasons why it is very important to dispose of those properly. And we provide those means. You just have to bring them.
Well, and my mother passing away when she, just right after Christmas, that was a thing. Because when we were, going through the house and cleaning things out, we're like, oh my goodness, I think we need to get rid of these. And, and it was tucked away somewhere that she didn't even use it.
Yeah.
What I found just really breathtaking is, I can't remember what it was she had, but she was a cancer patient. So of course she had, painkillers. They had given her just an enormous amount of and I forget which one it was, but they'd also given her Narcan because some people will accidentally overdose. I'm like, well, that tells you how wicked this stuff is right here, is they prescribe Narcan with it. But I mean, if you've had somebody pass, you need to go through their stuff immediately and check for that, because especially somebody that's had an extended illness where they might have it, that's one of the first things you need to check, because people watch for that. And, we were able to take care of it, but you've got to pay attention to that stuff, because
we get lots of questions. We get lots of calls asking. So people will definitely utilize the service. We'll have people come in with a small grocery bag, because they clean out a couple times a year. And we've had people that come in with just buckets that they have found, and which is fantastic, because that's just.
But I think it is when you're cleaning out somebody's estate, you just can't believe. I mean, and Mother didn't have that much. I don't mean to but it was, I had no idea she had it.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. And honestly, and it was tucked away somewhere where she had not used it.
And that's a lot of it is the elderly generation, because they some of them do have a lot of medication. And a lot of times you don't even think about it. You put it in the cupboard and it's something you just don't even think, and it accumulates quicker than you
would think.
You would imagine.
But that's a great. And so, when is the date of that?
I don't have the date yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but that will be coming probably within the next couple weeks. So we'll advertise that on our we'll advertise that on our Facebook. And usually UT Extension, we provide that to them, and they circulate that out as well. So we try to get the whole community involved, and and it's usually always a pretty good turnout.
Okay. Well, very good. And we're just, if you'll text me that, then I'll be sure and get that out.
Absolutely.
But that's just so important. And again, and it's just on my mind because we just went through that with mother stuff. And you just got to take care of that stuff, guys. You just don't leave it around. You just never know what's lurking around your house. And let me talk about our sponsor, of course, Veterans Motorplex at the Rim. They had a postponement this weekend. They had some rain come in, and so they did not get to race. And so this is the reason why you have to follow them at Highland Rim Speedway, because that is where they're going to let you know if the rain has canceled them. Of course, I think we all kind of knew it was going to happen. It was supposed to be the Shriners Night. Now, are they going to have Shriners Night this coming weekend? I don't know. I have not heard that just yet, but this was a big fundraiser for Shriners. A lot of fun, always fun when the Shriners come out. So are they going to be able to make that up this weekend? They're still waiting on the final announcement for that, but they did have to cancel this weekend. So please follow them at Highland Rim Speedway to make sure you stay up to date on the races and get to the races before the racing season's over. It'll end at the end of October. Sometimes it will bleed over into November if the weather is cooperative and if they have races to make up. But for sure, all the way through the end of October, when the weather is ready, they're going to be racing, and it is a blast. If you've not been to the races lately, you don't know what you're missing. It's a good time. It is a family-friendly environment at 6801 Kelly Willis Road up in Greenbrier. It is a quarter-mile high-banked asphalt bull ring of a track, and they have a lot of fun out there. You've got that $40 family ticket that will get up to 6 kids and 2 adults in for one $40 ticket price. Great concession stand when you get in there, so come hungry and plan on being there. The gates open at 4:15 on Saturday. Every Saturday, racing starts around 7. You are going to love it. It is a good time. And when you get out to Veterans Motorplex, always please let them know that you turned Cinchen. And again, follow them at What else have you got for us today?
I think that's about it. I believe next month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we will be doing our pink badge again. So you'll see, if you see deputies out on the road having a pink badge other than their normal silver one, that's what that's for. So that's always a great event, and we usually donate that money to the I believe it's called ABC. We usually donate it to the Y for their breast cancer. Yes.
That absolutely.
Yeah.
And my friend Sally Shawman was involved with that. I don't know if she's still doing that or not, but she's a new grandma. They got a new baby.
Oh.
Anyway, congratulations. But Amanda had the baby. But anyway, so but yeah, I don't know. I'll have to ask her because they might be. Now, are y'all doing that no shave November or anything?
Well,
like
that's
that?
they're allowed to have beards now, so yeah.
So it's no big
that's
deal.
that's a permanent thing now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. When did that change?
Several years ago. Yeah, I think we
Okay.
did no shave 2 years, maybe 3, but I think it's close. I think it was 2.
Okay.
And then after that, we went ahead and put it in
Keep
our
your beards.
policy. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I think
that's
Sheriff
good.
just didn't want to shave.
There you go. There you go, Sheriff Van Dyke. That's it. That's it. He's
Yeah.
just done with it. He's like, come on. We don't have to do that. I've never really understood.
No, everyone did really
Yeah.
well with it. And of course, when you have the beard, you still got to look professional,
and
well groomed, and everyone did a great job. So
Yeah, well, very good.
ended up going ahead and just
Very
leaving it
good.
in the
So
policy.
pink badges next month and everything else, and behave yourself out there trick-or-treating. And I don't know. I won't have you back in. See, this is September, October, November. It'll be
Yep.
Christmas time.
Yep. So we'll talk about holiday safety and things like that.
There you go. Well, you have fun with Tommy.
Yep.
And just enjoy. Appreciate all that you do.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much. Thank you guys for joining us. This is 1100 WSGI, and again, one street over, and all the things that are going on in the community. That's what we're talking about. And tomorrow is Mayor Vogel's Day, so we'll have him come on in here tomorrow. So get ready for that, and we hope you will be a part of everything that we have happening. Of course, kids not in school today, enjoy your day off, but the teachers.